my loves, welcome to a new little vlog. So in today's vlog we are actually going to be doing a little cozy autumn mood with me. So I don't really have a specific video planned yet, and some of my TBR is from the month prior, and I just want to spend some time doing some mood reading. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read a book for about 2 weeks, I would say. I started a book but I ended up soft DNFing it, and you're gonna hear more about that in my wrap up this month. But I decided to start a novel love story by Ashley Poston. I'm currently on chapter 5 and I thought I would take you guys along for the next week or so just to see how many books I can get read between that time. And I just want to enjoy reading again. I do enjoy reading, but I just have no time. Well, I say I have no time, but I have time to scroll, of course, on the internet and on TikTok and YouTube and that. So I need to try and prioritize more time to sit and read in the evening times and really romanticize a full evening routine. I will do a proper video talking about my evening routine for autumn/fall. I have a few books I want to read, first being a novel love story, and so far I'm actually really enjoying this book. It features Eileen and she is quite an interesting character. So she usually goes to this cabin with her best friend, but her best friend had to cancel because her boyfriend planned a surprise trip, and Eileen is on her way to the cabin still. She still decides to go, and along the way it gets really dark. She doesn't know where she's going and she ends up in town, and she doesn't think anything of it because it's nighttime, it's dark. And upon entering this town, she basically nearly runs over this guy, and he's just in the middle of the road. She doesn't know who he is, what this town is, but she's just stumbled across it. So she decides to hang around a bit because obviously it's too dark, she doesn't know where she is. And what happens is the next day she basically has a car breakdown and she has to basically stay in this town. And as she's walking around some of the people she meets and the shop, she starts to realize it's quite familiar. And throughout the beginning of the book, she always talks about her favorite book, and with Ashley Poston's book she has this magical element which it's realistic, as you say. And in this it's she's entered a story, nevertheless her favourite story, and I'm actually really enjoying this so far. I'm only obviously 5 chapters in, but I really find Eileen refreshing and I can't wait to read a little bit more about the town and the people. And obviously the only kind of mysterious person is this guy that she bumped into, and I'm excited to see more. And so far I actually am really enjoying it. I only started it yesterday and I've been trying to read some of it today. So my plan for this evening is just to sit and read this, and I might even put my jazz music projector part up there. But I just feel so cozy. And I also have a cup of it's a sleep tea, it says, but I mix a little bit of honey in it, and it's got cinnamon, nutmeg. It's a bit like a chamomile tea, but a little bit more fall, I would say, and autumny. So I'm really excited to just get cozy now. I'm gonna get into my bed and we're just going to do some mood reading. So let's do that together. I will give you guys obviously updates along the way, and we'll see how many books I can get read in this little mood with me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's get to reading. So my loves, I thought I'd give you guys a little quick update before I go bed. It's nearly 9:30 and I can feel myself dozing off, like I can't stop yawning. Oh yeah. But reading recently in the evening time definitely helps me fall asleep, because I don't really go on social media. Like social media, I think I went on it when I first came home around 5, so I've been in there since then. I'm gonna take my glasses off because it's like glaring, but I'm on chapter 12 now, page 111, and there's not really much to say on the romance yet. We are obviously the first 100 pages in. This book is about 350, and I'm excited and intrigued to see how the romance element is going to be brought in this book, because at the moment I can feel the connection between the characters, the instant chemistry, but they haven't had much time together, and I want to see the progression of that. However, I am really enjoying Eileen and her personality. I can just like relate to her, and the way she talks about her love for books and everything she's been through. Eileen hasn't had an easy time when it comes to love, especially, and if you guys saw my face, like I was shocked at what you find out. Like I was disgusted to the point that I felt that I was physically feeling that pain, and this book is just so good. Initially I would say this book is more enjoyable for me than 7 Year Slip. I took a bit longer to get into that storyline, whereas this, I find it really fun. Like imagine not waking up, but like going on a trip and you enter a town that is based off your favorite book series. Like I would gag. Like I would literally, I don't even know what I would do. And then you're also meeting a man that owns a bookshop. Like she stays in a loft above a bookshop, and I'm like, that is my dream. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. I can't wait to see more of Eileen. I'm definitely attached to the character, and I want to see more from Anderson. This is definitely like a grumpy ex sunshine kind of vibes, and Eileen's my baby at the moment, so I'm very protective over her. Really enjoying it. I can definitely feel the emotions, and what I love about this is the descriptions and how Ashley Poston describes the scenery. I feel like I can actually picture it in my head, which also helps with reading. And yeah, it's not easy, but it's really good. So that is my little update for now. I'm gonna head to bed now because I'm about to yawn again, because I've got work tomorrow. But when I come back from work, I'm definitely gonna do some reading. I might even do some reading on the way to work because my brother is driving us. So that's my plan. Luckily I've started this on a Thursday, so we have Friday, we have Saturday, we have Sunday, and then I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as well, and yeah, get some fun little fall content, and yeah, do some reading. So that is it for now. That is my little update on how I'm feeling about this book. I'm really enjoying it, but for now you girls gonna go sleep, so I'm excited to see what happens. So that's it for tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. is currently Friday and it is around 20 to 4. I got home around 3 o'clock and I've just been reading more of a novel love story. So I've actually been listening to the audiobook on the way to work today and on the way back, and I've gotten through so many chapters, guys. Like, I don't think you guys can see, this is how much I have left now. Bearing in mind yesterday I only got to like 100 pages in, and since then I've read about 165. Today I've read about 50, I would say, around now, because right now I'm on chapter 27, page 265, and I think when I got out the car to head into the house I was on chapter 23, so I read about 4 chapters since then. But this book, I am really enjoying the plot and the setting. I'm just like so invested in Eileen, and also not just her but also the side characters. I will say this though, I am a bit confused and I don't know if I like the romance yet. Like, I really like both characters and I can definitely feel the tension between the characters, but I feel like it's just so soon, and she's only been in this town for like a few days, and this is supposed to be like a love story that kind of happens quite quickly, and I don't know how to feel about that because I like the emotional depth. I like them to kind of have a little bit more. I think so far they've been quite surface level, or we haven't been able to see like the details of like their conversations with each other, and I just feel like they don't do much. There was like a little scene that's just come up which was super cute, where he was reading and she walks in and he basically just like allows her to like sit there with him, and he basically is like holding her while he reads, and they're just having conversation, and it just says they have conversations about different like books and stuff like that, but it doesn't really show you the actual conversation. It just says that they're doing these things. But apart from that, I really love the story and the setup and the setting. I'm really enjoying it. I think I might even finish in it tonight because I'm invested. And with me, this has been a book that I've been waiting to read, but I've been like putting it off for the longest time. It's like the 7-year slip, but now that I've actually started reading, I was like, oh, I'm actually really enjoying this. And Ashley Poston is definitely an author that I'm excited to get more into, because obviously I have The Dead Romantics, which you guys would have seen in my bookstore vlog. If you haven't, go check that out. But I am really enjoying this book so far. I haven't really decided on the rating because we still have a bit to go. But that is my update for now. I'm gonna carry on reading until I eat basically, and then we might start a new book. I'm thinking The Pumpkin Spice Cafe because I have that, and that's very much given full vibes. So far so good. I really love the magical realism that Ashley Poston does, and I'm excited to read more of her books. But that is my little update for now, guys. I'm going to carry on reading, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Morning guys. I don't know if you guys can see me, it is a bit gloomy in our kitchen, but today is actually Saturday and I thought I'd give you guys an update because I finished another love story actually yesterday, and as you guys saw I started the pumpkin spice cafe in the evening. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about another love story and how I thought about it and give you guys like my rating. But whilst we do that, I want to make my matcha. I haven't had a matcha in a while because every time I seem to try and make it, it either doesn't taste good because there's not enough matcha, or there's too much matcha, or it just tastes really weird, especially when I like add syrups and that. So I thought I would try out how she makes hers whilst I talk a bit about another love story, and then also talk a little bit about how I'm feeling about the pumpkin spice cafe. I'm gonna put it in this cup because I am actually going on to a little drive to go to my aunt's. So if you guys see change of location, that is what it is. But that is really all you need for the recipe, and then I've got a glass just to like make the mixture in and then put it into the bigger cup, and then I've got ice in the freezer as well. The reason why I also haven't been doing the matchas is because I'm too lazy to put water in the ice trays and put them in the freezer. So I never have ice cubes, and every time I've tried my matcha without an ice cube, it's disgusting. Especially an iced latte matcha, like it doesn't taste good at all. Whilst that sits in there and does its job, I'm going to talk about another love story. So I finished it yesterday, as you guys saw, and this book was so good, guys. Eileen, I could relate to her on so many levels. Like, guys, I have so many quotes and annotations from this book. Let me see if I can find a few. One of my favorite ones, like it literally made me bawl my eyes out whilst I was reading it, because Eileen, I just love her. The main character is obviously Eileen, and she falls in love with this guy called Anderson, which is kind of the thing, and he's kind of like one of the characters, and it's quite mysterious, or like, because obviously she's entered this town which is filled with all these characters, and the setting is literally like her favorite book series from her favorite author, but there's this guy that she can't place because she hasn't seen him in any of the other books, and there's some weird things going on. She's trying to find out who this guy is, as well as just enjoying her time in this little town plus trying to leave, and she's really struggling with who she is and being alone, and I could really resonate with that. And I love being by myself. Like, I would say I'm alone but not lonely, but there can be times where I can feel lonely. And some of the quotes and lines was just so like motivational, but like so good, especially someone like me who's a reader. I love books, and Eileen has used books as her escape, and I've very much felt that feeling. So like, she says stuff like this, like, it wasn't the end that mattered but every word leading up to it. For example, like as a reader, especially a romance reader, you idolize like books, and you use books to kind of just like escape your life because it's like happily ever after and stuff like that, which is true in like the lives that we have. But for someone like me who doesn't have her happily ever after yet, it's kind of just like you use books to have that and to fill that void. And she's always worried about what happens next, and a bit like, what book was it? Funny Story, not knowing where you are, kind of a bit scared about what's going to happen. She's saying it wasn't the end that mattered but every word leading up to it. So sometimes the ending isn't the main thing, it's actually the journey that we all take throughout our lives, and just like every word leading up to it, like a book, sometimes the ending of a book isn't important but the journey that we go through as a reader, and to see all the characters in the books as well. So I just loved that. The only thing that I do understand, like before going into this book, I know a lot of people said the romance was a bit rushed, and I get that. I definitely get that, but I still felt the connection between the two characters. I wish there was a little bit more interaction between them, like them doing stuff and like that. There were some cute moments, but I just wish it had a little bit more. But nevertheless, I really enjoyed it. I'm stuck between a 4 and a 4.5 because I really did enjoy this. 7 Year Slip, I gave a 4 stars, and I feel like this book I preferred a lot more. I was a lot more interested in the characters. The 7 Year Slip, it was more like later down the line, whereas this, I loved the journey throughout, and even the ending, it does feel a bit rushed, I'm not gonna lie, because it was a bit like random, and there was a point where like your heart was like built back together, like it was happy, and then something happens and you're like, what? I don't understand that. But the ending kind of just like resolved it like within like 10 pages or something, or less. And I understand why the author did that, to kind of add some like tension into the story, but as a reader it can be quite annoying because you're like,
create a problem. It's like they're creating the third act breakup for no reason, just to have them back together. It's different if the third act breakup like happened like halfway into the book and you had that development and then something really happens and you really see the build up of the groveling, or if that's something that happens from the beginning of the book. So that's something that I didn't really like, which makes me lean a little bit more to the 4 stars. I think the romance was a little bit rushed, but even though this is a romance book, I loved the book even more so for the quotes and Eileen as a character. I absolutely adored her. And yeah, I definitely recommend reading this book if you haven't. It's definitely autumn vibes, very cozy. I was really sad about not reading this in the summer, but I feel like I read it at the perfect time because it's just so cozy and it was just so fun to read. It really made me realise why I love reading and why I love books. And yeah, I can't wait to read more of Ashley Poston because it was such a great book. And then obviously yesterday I started the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I don't think I'm that far into it. I think I'm like 6 chapters into the book because I started to get really tired. So I finished Another Love Story around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and then I had my dinner. I started watching Outer Banks and then I started reading some of this. So I got about 47 pages into the book, which was really good, and the setup of it so far is really cozy and it's definitely giving me Gilmore Girl vibes. And yeah, I'm barely into it, if I will say that. I'm not really reading it because I think it's going to be an amazing book. I'm reading it for the vibes, as you guys can see from the cover, because why not? So I am really excited to see what happens next and to see how this storyline progresses. I don't know how this is going to taste. I hope it tastes nice. I would say it is pretty much a fail still in terms of matcha. Maybe I should just keep buying them from places because it seems like I don't have the skill of making it. But I'm heading off to my aunt's now, and we are going to hopefully do some more reading of this maybe in the evening. So I'll see you guys, and yeah, cheers. Morning guys, so I am going to give you guys a little bit of an update on the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Yesterday I didn't do much reading as I was obviously out and spending time with my aunt, but as you guys saw I tried to do a bit of reading, but I started to get really tired, so I read a few chapters last night, and then this morning I woke up, did some reading, and I'm about halfway through. I would say nearly halfway through. I'm on chapter 16, page 157, and there's 355 books. And there's 355 pages of the book, but I'm really enjoying this book. I knew it wasn't going to be like anything special, but obviously like most people that have read this book, we're reading it because of the vibes that we get. It's very autumn, very fall vibes, and I absolutely love that. The feels that I get from reading this book reminds me of like the feels that I get when I watch Gilmore Girls, and also the setting and the town and the people, and I really do enjoy the 2 main characters as well. I find them really refreshing, and I like the comedic effect we kind of see, and these 2 had like kind of a not immediate attraction. There was something that kind of made it there, but it is feeling very slow burn, but not at the same time, if that makes sense. But I'm really enjoying it, and it's very cozy, very simple, very cutesy. Jeannie and Logan, they seem like a very good fit for each other. Logan's a little bit more grumpy, but I think that's because he has walls up to protect him because he hasn't had luck or good luck when it comes to love. And Jeannie, obviously she's escaping her business 9-to-5 job, so that is why she's moved to this town. But
I just love the cafe, especially because she owns the cafe from her great aunt. Is it her great aunt or is it her nan? I can't even remember. I think it's her aunt actually, not even a great aunt. Obviously Jeannie has inherited this cafe from her aunt, but her aunt isn't dead, by the way. She is alive. She just wanted something fresh. She wanted to kind of retire, and Jeannie thought she would take over because she was sick of her 9-to-5 job and she wanted something a little bit more simpler. So she decided to run this cafe. She's meeting these new people, and I just like all the little characters that we meet. I don't necessarily know the names of them, but I love like the whole small town vibes that we're getting from this book, and it's just all fall vibes all together. It's actually making me crave a pumpkin spice latte, and I don't drink coffee. So I am really enjoying this so far. That is really my little update. I'm gonna hopefully read a little bit more, maybe see if I can get halfway before I leave to go back home. Or what I might do is, there's actually an audiobook on Spotify, and obviously like I did with Another Love Story, I've been obsessed with audiobooks, so I might even read and listen to a few chapters when I'm on my way home. So that is really my update for now. I also want to mention this book. So I got this book because Destiny read it, and it's a horror thriller, and I wanted to read it so much. Like, I love horror movies, less now because I get scared shitless of it, but when I saw Destiny reading this book and she said it was so good, like it was actually frightening reading it as a book, and I've never really read horror books and I'm excited to read it. So it's called We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kellever, and it's basically about this couple who move into this new house and they get a knock on the door by this man who said that he used to live there, and asking if his family could come in and walk around to just see their old house. So they're invited in, but the couple start to have very strange vibes about this family, really desperately wanting them to move out, not move out, to leave, like really scared about this family and the house and the past. So sounds really interesting. So good contender. I might even read it next because I'm seem keen to read it. So I think we might read this, and when we finish this we might start this if we have time. So that is where I'm at the moment. I'm gonna carry on reading for a bit, eat some breakfast as well because I'm starving, and I'll speak to you guys in a bit.
That's fantastic. Should be mum's cup of tea. That's got nothing to do with that, has it?
As every ocean come as rain, I know my circles, I know my name. Another sequel is on the way.
Morning guys, quick little update. It is actually really early in the morning. It's 6:37 at the moment, but I thought I would give you guys an update. Yesterday, as you guys saw, I finished the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and I decided to give this book a 3 stars. It was really cozy. I loved the romance between Jeannie and Logan. I loved like the little mystery because she basically obviously takes over the cafe, but stuff starts happening and at first she's like, what the hell is happening? And she doesn't know who's doing it, and you find it out, but it was quite easy to find out who did it. But it had a little bit of mystery. It was very cozy. I love the Gilmore Girl vibes, and I love how the characters could be quite vulnerable with each other. I don't think this book was anything special to me. It didn't put any heartstrings, but it definitely put me into the fall autumn spirit, and if it did that, that's all it needed to do really. That means it did its job, and I decided to give it 3 stars because 3 stars is usually what I give when a book's good but nothing special. So we read that, and yeah, I just love the whole vibe of it and how cozy it is, and I actually can't wait to read the Cinnamon Bun Cafe. Is it Cinnamon Bun Cafe? The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. So this one's focusing on Hazel, which is a character we meet in this book, and then we have Noah as well, and I'm excited to see what happens with them two because they were a couple or characters that you could feel a vibe going on. So really enjoyed that, and then today I'm planning to start We Used to Live Here. I only got this book on Saturday when I was with my aunt, but I'm so tempted to read it so quickly compared to everything else. Like, I want to drop down and read it, and this is only 308 pages, so I can definitely get it done in the next day or two, and it might take me a bit longer because I'm back to work today because it's a Monday, but I'm really excited to read it. I'm going to take it with me on my drive because I'm not driving in today, and it's not very long either, and the fact that I've been able to finish the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and Another Love Story in the space of like 4 days, I don't know what's happened with me recently. I went from like, it can go like 0 to 100, like I can go from not reading to reading a lot, but I'm really excited to read this. I think I spoke about what it's about earlier on, but I've just been going through like Goodreads and people were like, read it with the lights on. It is actually very spooky and very like scary and intense, and that's something I'm looking for. I'm really excited to read it, and this is going to be our last book for this little mood with me, and I thought I would switch it up because obviously we've been reading romance. Obviously the first one was a little bit more of like magical realism. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe was more like rom-com romance, and then this one is like horror thriller. So I'm really excited, and it's actually my first horror book that I'm reading as well, so I'm really excited to see what this is going to be about, if it's going to scare me crapless. And yeah, that is the book I'm going to be reading. I'm actually going to head to work now because you girl's a working girl. So that's the update for now. I'll see you guys in a bit with an update on how I'm doing reading We Used to Live Here. So I'll see you guys later on. Hi my loves, so it is time to give you guys an update on We Used to Live Here. And guys, I haven't even given you an update since yesterday morning, I believe, but yesterday I read about 80 something pages of the book, and then today I've read quite a lot. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm more than halfway through now. I'm on chapter Getaway, that's what it's called, and I'm on page 207. So I've read quite a bit today because this book, guys, this book has picked up a lot, and let's just say your girl was creeped out. I don't know if you guys saw it, but your girl's creeped out. I am feeling the vibes, and bearing in mind that was during daytime, so now we're going to be doing some reading in the evening time to see if we can finish the book. But in terms of an update, so as you guys know the premise of the story, this family is so creepy, and we're actually at a point where things are starting to happen. Eve feels like she's going a bit cuckoo, which is understandable. And what I love about this book, it has obviously the chapters where you get to see like what's going on, but there's also like tapes, little things, there's like little transcripts of stuff, there's like some information that you get, and we're slowly but surely uncovering bits and pieces of stuff, and I'm just excited to see what happens next. This is definitely feeling spooky, but I wouldn't say it's scary. Like, it's a bit scary, but not like I'm about to jump out of my bones scary, but it's like the perfect level of like spooky and scary, I think, for me, and even a beginner when it comes to like horror books or just like horror in general. And I'm really enjoying like the mystery kind of part of it, and I've never read anything by this author, but I'm really enjoying it. So we don't have much left. It's actually 300 pages long, like 308 pages, so we have around 100 pages left of the book, and then we're going to be done. My goal for this evening is to finish it. Right now it's about 7:30, so I've got a while until I go to sleep, so I'm just gonna sit back, relax, might get into my bed, might not. I'm enjoying like the full decorations. I've got my candles on over there and my lamps, and then we've also got my lamp over there and my candle, and then I've also got a little bowl of chocolate. I was gonna do like spooky music, but I don't know if that's gonna scare me even more so. But I just need to remember I'm at home, I'm with my dad, I'm safe, and I'm in my childhood home. And yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if this is something that's paranormal or if it's like just someone that's quite cuckoo or like demonic. I don't know, but I'm enjoying it so far. We're gonna tuck in, see if we can finish it. That is my update for now. I've got nothing else to really say at the moment, but we're cozy. We've got the candles on. I'm ready to just sit and read and get fully invested in the last 100 pages. I don't know what's gonna happen because we reached a certain point in the book where like I feel kind of relieved, but I just know that feeling's not gonna be that for very long. And yeah, definitely spooky, and definitely feeling the spooky season vibes whilst reading this. So let's get back to reading. We used to live here. Girl, leave! Leave, girl, leave! I'm scared. Guys, let me pause this. I am scared right now. I am scared. And this girl is an idiot. When you watch horror films, like let's say you watched a horror film before, and you have a character where all the signs are like, don't go there, girl. Don't go there. She hears the sound. What does she do? You flipping follow it. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And this book, I hate having a vivid imagination, because right now, all I'm imagining is what this author's talking about. Whatever he has put in this book, all I'm doing is imagining it to the T, and I'm traumatized. Like, I literally can feel goosebumps like on my body right now, and we only have 50 pages left, and I'm nervous. I'm so nervous, guys, and I'm scared. It's just scaring me, like some of the stuff, like a shadow. Like, imagine you come back here to your yard and your dining table is laid out and there's something sat there. As soon as you make a sound, it just zooms off. I'll be packing my bags. I won't even pack my bags. I'll be dashing straight out. I wouldn't even gone there in the first place. That's all I got to say on this book for now. But I'm scared, guys. I'm so scared. I don't want to do this no more. I'm actually scared. And throughout this book, I was like, oh, it's not that spooky. It's not that spooky. Girl, you should have known when you've watched horror movies. You know there's little things that start to creep you out. But it's not until the last, like, maybe half an hour of the movie where everything just goes to crap. And I'm feeling that with this book. But that's my little update for you guys, because I'm scared. I don't even want to carry on reading. But I've got to do this. And this music as well that I'm putting on ain't making it any better. It ain't. It really, really ain't. But back to reading. So guys, it is time to give my final review of We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kiliwa. I don't know if I'm saying his name correct. This is why I don't say surnames, because I just butcher them. But this book, I don't know if you guys saw my reaction, but do you know when you enter a book with more questions than answers? That is how I felt about this book, but I don't mind that. And it was more like, what? Like, I'm still even thinking about it today. Like, when I woke up this morning, the first thing I was thinking of is like, what? How? Like, which one is the correct answer? Because, as I've said yesterday, I just knew the last like 80 pages were gonna be where it's at. And there's like, your girl was spooked. Your girl was spooked. I finished it, it's done, and it was amazing. I found it great. I actually want to read more horror mystery books, because this was just something else. Like, I enjoy mystery, but this just had the most spookiest, creepiest element to it, and I loved it. And I know throughout I was like, it's spooky but not scary or terrifying. Let me just tell you this, the last 80 pages is a mind F, because I was left with like questions like how, what, and like the ending was satisfying but not at the same time. Kind of just left like a scope for there to be like a new book, and I've just been reading up that this is going to be turned into a TV show or a movie, so I'm definitely going to be watching that. And I think the author said as well, the reason why he left it how he did is because he's planning to do more books in the universe. And yeah, this book was a journey, to say the least, and I absolutely adored it. In terms of rating, I decided to give it a 4.5 because I would say this is one of my favourite horror mysteries I've ever read. Like, this is the only one I've read, and it has set the standard for more reading of horror books. And if you guys have any horror recommendations, I need to know them ASAP. But I bought this so recently. This is my most recent read that I purchased, and the fact that I've already read it, if that doesn't tell you anything. And yeah, I definitely get the hype from this book. It's definitely spooky, and I love the twists and turns. It kept me like on the edge of my seat and wondering what's gonna happen, like what was what. And yeah, really good. And if it was to have a sequel, I would definitely read it because top tier. And then just to recap the other books, obviously we read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I decided to give this one a 3 stars. So cozy, so cute, gave me the full vibes, which is what I wanted. Nothing much to it, and definitely reminds me of Gilmore Girls. So if you like Gilmore Girls, I definitely recommend reading this. And then last but not least, we read Another Love Story by Ashley Poston. And this book, guys, like, this is one of my favourite Ashley Poston books. I'm actually really excited to read some of her other books now because of this. The 7-Year Slip I really enjoyed as well, but it took me a longer time to actually get into the characters and invested. I still wasn't fully invested in the romance. Same with this book, I wasn't fully invested. That's why it's getting the rating it is, because I'm not fully invested in the romance. I felt it there, but I love this book more for the world building and the setting and the plot and also the main character. And Ashley Poston is definitely one of those writers where the way she writes is so beautiful and so relatable that it definitely gives me Emily Henry vibes, and she's definitely going to be one of the authors that I'm going to pick up to and read more of. I know Fairy Loot are coming out with a special edition, and best believe your girl is snatching that up because this book was so good. I need a special edition to just solidify that, but I decided to give this one, I actually managed to sit and decide on a rating, and I decided to give it a 4.25. Despite how much I loved it, I wish there was more on the romance side. If the romance was chef's kiss as well, this book would have easily been maybe a 4.5, a 4.75. And as well, I didn't have the 5-star feeling. The 5-star feeling for me at the moment seems to like have gone. I was looking back actually recently, and my last 5-star read was the start of July. Bearing in mind we're near the end of October and I haven't had a 5-star read, so that might be my mission, to get at least 1 or 2 5-star reads before the year is out. And yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this little mood with me. I don't even know how many pages I read, probably about 900 and something. That is about 700. No, I read about 1,000 pages, guys. Bearing in mind, I started this video on Thursday. Today's Tuesday. So it's been about 5 or 6 days. And I've read 3 books. I think that's the most amount of books I've read. But they are quite thin as well. So I think that's why I've been able to read them really quickly. But I'm really excited now because I'm about to start a new video on a very anticipated series. You're probably not going to see this video for a very, very long time. For the video that I'm currently going to film. So I'm really excited to jump on that and read those books. You'll probably see a little bit in my wrap up. But those are the books we read in today's video, a little mood with me. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it gave you like some cozy autumn vibes. And yeah, that is it. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys are okay. Yeah, I hope your weeks goes well. The rest of October goes well. I don't know when this video is coming out. I'm filming this, I think today is like the 16th. Yeah, it's the 16th of October. So I'm aiming to have this video out in the next like 5 to 6 days. How long it takes me to edit, because it might take me ages to edit. But yeah, I'm really excited to get this video out for you guys. Stay blessed, everyone, and as I always say, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, my loves.